Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your No Boundaries 19.5 travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning to come in and out. Beside your awning, on your off campsite, you're going to have a little slide. Leave plenty of room for that to come in and out, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way on the rear corner on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Then your docking station for water is going to be up here toward the front here. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. The unit does come with a power tongue jack with a night docking light. Should you arrive at night, simply raise or lower that until you're level. Now should you for chance lose power under this rubber stopper right here, you can get this hand crank down in there and get this up and down without power. So utilize that if you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then, make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these stabilizing jacks with a 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use a impact driver or a drill gun. I just recommend you slow down it before you get to the bottom, because all we want to do is stabilize this. We don't want to change the levelness of it. Also going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris. Top blacktop in summer. Really good investment. Pick you up a 4-pack of those, put them down underneath these, and run these down just until they're taut. Again, all we're trying to do is stabilize the unit. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank, go ahead and stop that. So run all four of those down. Once you get all four of them down, we got our unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord on the back here. Little pistol grip on these. The way these go in now is it will go in at say 11 o'clock, turn it to noon, tighten it down. Now at the end of this 30 amp service, should you need to, plug into a 110 at any time, and your convenience pack would be this 30 to 15 amp reducer. Plug that on the end, plug into a 110. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Our campsites we're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is located over on the campsite, right in the middle here. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left it out last time you were camping. Get that rod in there. It's got plumber's tape on it instead of putty. Putty will gum up on you. So throw some plumber's tape on that. That's an 1/8 inch socket. Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a little bit, go inside, open up your slide if you need to. I need you to get in there and open up all your water taps. Get all your water lines opened up, sinks and showers. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through. Shut them off. Come out here and lift up on this pressure release valve. If some water comes out of there, you'll know your hot water heater's full. Then you can go ahead and turn that on from indoors. Now, if for some reason your hot water heater isn't working, come out here and check to see if these reset bubbles are up. They'll bubble up. If they are, simply press them back in. That'll reset your hot water heater. Now, let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they like to call it. In that case, we're just going to fill up our fresh water tank. Yours is right above your city water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose and gravity fill this. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. In your battery, there's also a fresh water button. Once that fresh water tank is full, remove your hose, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water, ready to camp. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Finish it up on this off-camp side. In your pass-through storage, you've got a griddle and a stand that sets up on. I'll show you on the other side where that sets up. We've got our stabilizing jacks, fresh water, city water, and our freshwater drain. Coming down your off-camp side to the rear of it, black and gray tanks. That's your sewer connections there, and there's where you pull those. There's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks. Your cable or satellite hookup. Got a ladder on the back here. Utilize it. Go up there and check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Prep for a backup camera. Got a spare tire back here. I recommend picking up a cover. Helps prevent dry rot over time. Get your big awning on your campsite. The awning does have a pitch adjust. If it's raining and you want all the rainwater to come this way, simply pull down on that. That'll tilt your awning away. It'll do the same for either end. Continuing down your campsite, you get your big security light, outdoor security light. Got a vent for our microwave. This is a spray port that you can hook that quick connect hose to. Spray the unit or anything else off. A couple of 110s out here. Your low point drain. Right there. That's where you'll dump those. It's a flue for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Again, our hot water heater. This is where your griddle stand will hook up. And then your griddle will slide right onto it. Pretty self-explanatory when you open it up. There's a extra stand that comes with that as well. It's removable. And your quick connect LP for that. Other side of your pass-through storage, you've got all your hitch work. Coming up front, your propane does have a cover. This cover will come off here, but you have to take off this wing nut in the front first. Does have a regulator, lefty-loosey to open. Also up front here, you got a leash link for pets. And last but not least, your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. On your steps, either going in or out, you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on it when it comes in. Coming inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone is camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Go straight up top here to my right. Here's a control panel. There's lights, awning extension, slide extension, awning lights, porch lights, interior lights. On your awning, you only want to extend that awning out until you can see your bar and that flap falls down to 90 degrees. If I held that button down, that will continue to run itself out past that point and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out, and only run it out as far as you need to. As I run that back in, a couple areas to hold your keys, a bottle opener, Behind me is going to be my Norco fridge. Turn the controls on up here. I'm holding that in for a second. So whatever's white is what we are controlling. For example, this we're controlling the freezer. We have the freezer at 5. We have the fridge at 3. And then this last one is a night mode. That's telling the fridge I'm not going to be opening and closing you as much. Please save me some power, and it does so. You can change those on the sides here, up and down. Down below your fridge, on the floor is your breaker box and fuses. A few 15s, 25s, 30, 40, you got a little variety in there. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Let's head right on into the kitchen area. Down below that, you've got some accent lighting as well as USB ports. 110 here. Cover for your sink. You have a light and a fan above your cooktop. Cooktop is lighter light. Turn that up to high. Turn your gas on and light that with a stick lighter. Self-explanatory microwave. Vacuum system. Turn that on. Put your hose up here. That'll vacuum everything in. Or simply lift that up and scoop your dirt in there. Wonder where it all goes? Pull back on this circle right here, and there is your filter. There's your furnace release. Up here is our TV. I'm going to turn that on. When you arrive at different campsites, go into your menu, go to your digital channel scan, and scan for local channels wherever you're at. You do have a lockbox inside here as well. The lighting here for your cabinets. One touch above the beds. Smoke alarm up here. I left your table how you want to have it for traveling. See, this is snapped in here. Unsnap when you arrive. Take and shift these legs up. And if you see, the table leg locks with this. So to bring it back down, simply pull that to the side and then shift your table top back down to lock it down. And just strap that back in. Put your thermostat here. Turn your AC on. And you notice I go through here, go all the way back to off. Oops, right past it. To off. AC will shut off rather quickly. Now I'm going to go down and turn your heat on. You hear that kick on. But now what you'll notice is when I shut the heat off, it takes a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before shutting off. Down below is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in, charging your battery, and you're going to be gone for the day, if you don't want this to run your battery down, use that battery disconnect up front. And into our bathroom, a couple things in here. Got lighting. This is where we will check our tanks. Brand new battery. Fresh water is empty. Black and gray are empty. The freshwater ones, I said the one to hold down when filling your potable water. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump. Now these do have 12 volt pads on your tanks, and that's what these are for. Fresh gray and black water. Just turn them on if you're in inclement weather and you think that your tanks might freeze. That's the only time you ever want to turn them on. And to the right of that is your Go Power GP Electric solar charge controller. The whole objective of this is to control how much solar goes to your batteries without overcharging your batteries. You're setting the 13.7 on 12 volt. Your only concern really on these is making sure that you're on the right battery. But I'm going to send you a separate video from GP Electric on these. Help you understand it a little better than I can explain. In the ceiling here, you've got a hand crank open power exhaust vent in here. And off. And then your shower, you want to make sure that you have the shower door snapped closed for travel. Don't want that bouncing around. Lastly, in the bathroom, we do have some plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on it. Access panel right there. Actually, your access is up here. Get in through here. Just keep an eye on it. You're bouncing the house down the road. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. And that about covers everything in here. So it's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start. We also have your Rhino rack mount legs up there. So I like to start by shutting off all of my interior lights. All of my lights exactly. And then that way I can look around the unit and see any accent lighting that I need to shut off. All of the lights are off. Bathroom as well. Make sure all vents are closed. Come back up here, turn on my interior lights and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Slide in. Slides in, shut off all the light, and exit the unit. Now again, on these steps, I want to make sure that door is all the way open. These are also adjustable as well. You'll just push in on this bar and lift this to where you want it to be. Lock that in there. Now before you leave the campsite, and I say that in case you want to go inside and check the levels as you're dumping, but before you leave the campsite, dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn the handle for travel.